Hey guys, Rebel Legend 95 recording live from the Old County Prison Cell. Um, so today I'm just gonna do another pretty popular suggestion, or at least what I think to be a popular suggestion, since Ryu Scorpion can completely throw me a loop like that. Um, anyway, sorry, it's early in the morning. I'm a little tired. Thought I'd just get this one out of the way. Um, So today's fight is going to be Piccolo versus Martian Manhunter. And I know a lot of people are just going to say, oh, either say Piccolo because he's from Dragon Ball Z, and the fact that a Dragon Ball Z character should just be able to blow whatever the fuck he wants up. And or they're going to immediately go with Manhunter because he was in Justice, I don't know, because he was in Justice League, I don't, because his strength is comparable to Superman's, and that makes him indestructible automatically. Um, I'm gonna try to go through the analysis of this fight. Now, Piccolo being a Namekian. Actually, let's go through how they're similar. Let's go through their similar traits, because that would help with... They can both stretch out their limbs, Martian Manhunter doing it through his shape-shifting, Piccolo doing it specifically through being Namekian. Like, that's just a specific Namekian trait. He can't shapeshift, he can only stretch out his limbs. Both of them are capable of, I believe, some form of telepathy or another. I mean, Martian Manhunter's is definitely stronger, but I think Piccolo's exhibited... Well, it's not really... Namekians have a natural knack for, like, sensory in general, for, being able to sense things, like, people's intentions, stuff like that, so I guess you can maybe qualify that as a form of telepathy, but whatever. They're both green. Well, I mean, yeah, that speaks for itself. Um, I swear they both have other similarities. Um, hmm. Anyway, yeah, I'll probably think of it later. Um, anyway, well, Piccolo is able to, obviously, being a Dragon Ball Z character, able to fire a blast of immense energy. This spans from energy waves to energy balls of different sorts. He can even fire these energy waves from his eyes and mouth. Um, there's the infamous special beam cannon, or the slightly less infamous Hellzone grenade, where he surrounds the enemy in energy balls and then freezes, and then, keeps them around them to trap them, and then, at once makes them all collide into him. But, other than, he's obviously, after fusing with Nail and Kami, he was able to achieve, an immense amount of power. But his actual, his physical strength, I believe, is less than adult Gohan. Not adult, but Gohan during the Buu Saga. I believe his physical strength is still less than that. And his speed, all of his physical characteristics would be less than that. But his big thing is, he does fight a lot, but it's mostly about energy for him, I'd say. He does a lot of energy attacks. And, like I said, being a Namekian is his sensory and, you know, being able to sense things and having key control and everything is probably his biggest attribute. And the fact that he's also a very wise fighter. You know, Piccolo is very nomadic in his ways. That being from fusing with Kami, of course. And Nail was sort of a very Nail was sort of a you know, he had the old ways of his people embedded into him. So, you know, yeah. So Piccolo, you know, by the end of Dragon Ball Z would be. So, you know, yeah, he's a thinking fighter. He doesn't just, you know, and he's strategic and everything. Now let's go to Martian Manhunter. Also very wise and nomadic. I don't think that was it, but there was another like physical similarity between them, but I don't think I had. But being wise wasn't it? But also, yeah, he's very wise, very intelligent in general. Being a Martian, a green Martian specifically, he's able to shapeshift. Into, you know, almost anything, and being, you know, a Martian, he also has knowledge of creatures that don't exist on Earth, so he can shapeshift into them as well. He can turn into a dragon, another guy, whatever. Also, he does have super strength. More comparable to Wonder Woman than Superman, really. And, almost complete invulnerability. Like, hurting this guy is seriously, you know, like, good luck hurting this guy. And even if you could, he has his intangibility he can use, which makes objects just phase right through him, or he can shift his density to become intangible. And using that, he has a special nerve attack where he shifts the density of his arm, puts it through the opponent's chest, and then shifts his arm's density again to make it slightly more tangible, and then make it intangible again for, like, you know, make it slightly more tangible for like a split second, and then make it intangible again, and just having matter inside them like that for a split second sends a shock through their nervous system, and that makes them black out, or something like that. I think it was explained that way. I'm not sure. But he can knock motherfuckers out with that. But like I said, he's not only telepathic. He's not just telepathic. He is also telekinetic. But his telekinesis requires like visual focus, or else he doesn't actually know. Like, he doesn't on it. Like, he can still move things when he's not looking at them, but he doesn't like know. But, you know, not being able to see where he's moving them can... Like, if there's a person in the way, he'll hit them if he doesn't know they're there. Right? That, you know, it's a basic limitation, but it's come into play before. Doesn't have any combat experience, where Piccolo is a, you know, obviously very well-trained fighter. And, the other thing would be... probably, you know, his weakness is fire, is open flame, not heat, open flames. He's weak to. It causes him to, you know, it causes his powers to fluctuate, and, you know, with exposure, he would eventually, you know, if he was like, you know, near an open flame, he would probably die. Yeah, he would pretty much die after that. Anyway, so who would win in an actual fight? Please don't hate me for saying this. I would probably go with Martian Manhunter. I'm screwed either way, because if I say DBZ, everyone's going to be like, oh yeah, you picked the DBZ character just, you know, as an easy way to get people to agree with you. But if I pick Martian Manhunter, they're gonna be like, you fucking DC fanboy. Piccolo would obviously win. So, free game. So, yeah, open season. I'm gonna go with Martian Manhunter because his defense is definitely better than Piccolo's. Piccolo has gotten his ass kicked by he's been one-shotted pretty much on how many occasions? You know, fucking Frieza, Death Beam, Cooler, Death Beam, Nappa, elbow to the head, brings him to the fucking ground, for like 5 minutes. Piccolo is really, like, his durability is not that great. It's just that in terms of, like, physical and strength and everything, I would probably go with Piccolo. But durability, I'm going with Manhunter. And the fact that density shifting would mean he can probably dodge most of Piccolo's attacks, and the fact that Piccolo's energy attacks are made of ki specifically and not fire, means that Piccolo would have no way to expose Manhunter's weakness. Also, the fact that Manhunter's telepathy and probably Piccolo's not knowing of Manhunter's telepathy would allow him to actually, read Piccolo's mind, see what he's going to do next, and then avoid it. He would basically immediately go to read Piccolo's mind and say, this is what you can do, this is what you're most likely to do, now you're not going to be able to, because I can see it coming. And if he wanted to, he could, transform. Hell, he could go, Shang Tsung and just transform into Piccolo if he wanted to, and fight him that way. It'd be a stupid move, but he could do it. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Martian Manhunter. So, Verbalizer 95. See you guys later.